Good morning, students. Students, can you tell me what you can see in this picture? Yes, water. Now, can you name some water animals? These are water animals: dolphin, seal, lobster, sea turtle, seahorse, octopus, shark, crab, squid. All these are water animals. This animal lives in water. Now, students, can you tell me what you can see in this picture? Yes, grass, land, sky. So, this is a picture of a land. Now, can you tell me names of some land animal? Animals which lives on land. These are some animals which lives on land like zebra, rhino, tiger, elephant, kangaroo. These are some animals which lives on land. Students, can you tell me which picture is this? Yes, this is the picture of a desert area. Students, we have already learned about land animals and water animals. So, can you tell me names of some desert animal? So, today we are going to learn about some animals which lives in desert area in our lesson Desert Animals. Desert animals. Deserts are the driest places on earth and sometimes go for months or even years without rain. But even the desert animals cannot survive without water or for long periods in the scorching sun, so they have had to find different ways of coping with the harsh conditions. For example, gerbils spend the hottest part of the day in cool underground burrows, and strange insects like called darkling beetles are experts at catching drops of moisture on their legs, then lifting them into the air until the drops trickle down into their mouths. Not all deserts are endless seas of rolling sand dunes. Some are rocky or pebbly and dotted with small bushes, while others are sprinkled with colorful flowers during the spring. Now let's see the meanings of some difficult words. Scorching. Scorching means very hot. Gerbils, mouse like desert rodents with long hind legs. Dunes, heaps of sand formed by the wind. Pebbly. Pebbly means stony. From this paragraph, we can understand that deserts are the places which have very less water, or we can say there is no water in some deserts. We know that water is very essential for our survival. Human beings as well as animals need water for their survival. Children, can you tell me how many seasons do we have? Yes, we have 3 seasons. Can you name them? Yes, rainy season, winter season, and summer season. But do you know that in desert area they don't have rainy season? Therefore, these desert areas are the driest places on earth. But animals who live here, it is difficult for them to live without water for long span of time, especially during hot days of summer. Students, during hot days of summer, we all need water. We become thirsty, right? Yes, so animals also become thirsty, but they don't get water in the desert areas. When they don't get water, they need to find their own alternate ways to beat such difficult conditions of the atmosphere. For example, gerbils, they spend the hottest part of the day in cool underground burrows. Students, you can see picture of a gerbil in its burrow. It is called burrow. During this time, they spend the entire day in cool underground burrow. Now students, can you tell me what you can see in this picture? Can you name it? It is called darkling beetle. Darkling beetles are insects which uses a strange way to beat the heat. They track drops of moisture from their legs lifts them in the air and drops them into their mouth. All the deserts are not the same hills of sand, and each has its own characteristics. Some have stones and a rough surface with a small bushy plants, which you can see in this picture, students. In this picture you can see some rocks and some bushy plants. During spring, some deserts are sprinkled with colorful flowers. As you can see in this picture, students, there are a lot of flowers blooming in the desert area. This flower bloom during the spring. There are more than 2,300 different kinds of snakes around the world, ranging from just 15 centimeters long to more than 11 meters. Most of the snakes are quite harmless, but there are a few that are so poisonous that they can kill a human being with just one bite. Most snakes lay eggs, but there are many which give birth to their young. In the dry rocky deserts of America lives a rather evil looking snake with a very bad reputation. Its frightening rattle can be heard as far as 30 meters away, and it can strike with lightning speed. Now let's see the meanings. Intruder, trespassers. Frightening, scaring. Rattle, sharp knocking sound. Students, as you see in this picture, snakes are also of many types. There are about 2,300 different types of snakes around the world. Do you know that? They range from the smallest size, that is just 15 centimeter long, to more than 11 meters. Most of the snakes are harmless, but snakes are so poisonous that they can kill a human being in just one bite. Most of the snakes lay eggs, but there are many which give birth to their young one. Students, do you know American deserts are dry and rocky in nature? There lives an evil looking snake. It looks very dangerous and it has a very bad reputation. One can hear its sharp sound even from far away from the distance of almost 30 meters, and it can be heard with a very fast speed. But the rattlesnake or rattler, as it's sometimes called, prefers to avoid people if it possibly can. It holds its tail upright and rattles the end whenever it is disturbed in the hope that the intruder will go away. However, if its warnings are ignored and it feels threatened, it will coil ready to bite. But the rattler itself cannot hear the noise of its own tail makes. Like most snakes, it hears things through vibrations in the ground. If a person walks nearby, the snake can feel the movement. But if the same person were to shout, it would not hear a thing. Rattlesnakes are very common and widespread animals living right across the American continent from Canada to Argentina. They feed on a variety of prey including mice, wolves, rats, chipmunks, and many other small animals. Rattlesnakes kill their prey with venom. Like all snakes, they swallow the unfortunate animals whole. Few snakes have to eat more than once a week, and some, such as a larger pythons, can survive for a year or more without eating. Meanings: wolves, small plant eating rodents. Chipmunks, small ground squirrels having light and dark strips. Coil, to turn, to make a loop. Vibration, movements. Venom, poisonous toxin. Students, there are many snakes, among which there is a rattlesnake, which is also called as rattler. Prefers to avoid people as possible as it can. Whenever it is disturbed, it holds its tail upright and rattles the ends so that if someone comes to that place can go away. So students, you can see in this picture the rattlesnake is holding its tail upright. However, if all these warnings of this rattlesnake are ignored and it feels that there is something danger for it, then it will coil ready to bite. Students, do you know snakes cannot see things around but can hear the sound of things through vibrations in the ground? Though rattlesnake identify things through vibration, it cannot hear the sound of its own tail makes. Rattlesnakes are very common and widespread animals living right across the American continent from Canada to Argentina. Rattlesnakes kill their prey with their venom. Venom means toxin, poisonous toxin. They kill mice, wolves, rats, chipmunks, and many other small animals, which you can see in this picture. Students, can you tell me how did they eat their prey? They swallow their prey whole like other snakes. Big snakes like python can live without eating for a year or more, whereas few snakes have to eat more than once a week. Mongooses like to hunt together, but they always keep a lookout for dangerous predators nearby. Poking their noses into holes, overturning rocks with their paws, and scratching the ground with their sharp claws, banded mongooses are very amusing animals to watch. A common sight in many parts of Africa, they travel in groups of about 20 to forage for beetles, millipedes, and other small creatures. Meanings: predator, an animal naturally preying on others. Amusing, interesting, enjoyable. Forage, search for food. Children, have you all seen mongoose? Yes, this is the picture of a mongoose. So, mongooses go hunting in groups. They always keep a place from where they can watch predators near them. It is interesting to watch them banded, poking their nose into holes, overturning rocks with their paws, and scratching the ground with their sharp claws. So children, in this picture you can see paws and claws of a mongoose. It is very common to view them traveling in groups of about 20. They travel in search of food. Their food is beetles, millipedes, and other small creatures. They like to hunt together, keeping in touch whenever they go out of sight behind rocks or bushes by twittering and calling. Always on the lookout for danger, hawks, eagles, and large snakes. They warn one another with a special alarm call if they spot anything suspicious. Meanings: twittering, sparrow's sound, suspicious, doubtful. These mongoose move in groups to search for their food, but if they need to move to places which are not visible like at the back of the bushes or rocks, they make sounds like twittering to stay in touch. They take extra care to keep a place from where they can watch the animals who are dangerous for them, like hawks, eagles, and large snakes. On noticing anything doubtful, they make a special warning call to alert one another. Mongooses are famous for being able to kill snakes without getting hurt themselves. Their reactions are so fast that they can dodge each time the snake strikes. They continually make a nuisance of themselves until, after a while, when the snake gets tired, they quickly dive in for the kill. Meanings: nuisance, annoyance, dodge, move quickly to avoid its enemy. Mongooses are known for their ability to kill the snakes. They don't even get hurt while doing so. Their reactions are very fast and can move quickly after attacking the snake. They continually keep annoying the snake with their attacks until it gets tired and gets killed. All the female mongooses have their kitten at about the same time. They are raised by the whole group in a den made inside an old termite mound or hollow log. When most of the adults are out looking for food, one or two males stay behind to stand guard until the others return for the night. Meanings: Mound, heap, hollow log, a piece of wood having a hole in it. The peculiar thing in mongooses is that all the females give birth to their babies at the same time. The babies are raised by the whole group, means looking after the babies is not the responsibility of one, rather the whole group. They raise them in a den, means the house they have made inside an old termite mound, heap of mud created by termite insect, which you can see in this picture, and also in a hollow log. Both the pictures you can see on the screen, the termite mound and hollow log. When they go out in search of food, two of the male members stay back to look after the babies and wait till the others come back. Another animal which lives in the desert is the camel. Camels were first domesticated by people many thousands of years ago. In the wild, camels usually live in small groups of up to 30 animals. Camels have long, shaggy winter coats to keep warm and shorter, tidier coats in the summer to keep cool. A thirsty camel can drink as much as 30 gallons of water, that's about 500 full glasses, in just 10 minutes. Normally, however, it gets all the moisture it needs from desert plants and can survive for up to 10 months without drinking any water at all. Meanings: domesticated, to tame or to keep at home or any other place. Shaggy, covered with long untidy hair. So students, as you can see in this picture, the camel is another desert animal. It was first tamed by people, was kept as domestic animal at homes thousands of years ago. Camel have unique capacity to adjust with their atmosphere like in the forest. They live in small groups of 30. They have long, untidy hair to use as coat to keep their body warm in winters, and this long coat falls away and gets shortened as summer approaches to keep cool. Camel can drink almost 30 gallons, about 500 glasses of water whenever they are thirsty in just 10 minutes. Its body can get moisture from the desert plants. Have you all seen desert plants, students? Yes, in this picture you can see some desert plants. With these desert plants, camels get moisture and can live without drinking water for up to 10 months. There are two different kinds of camel. One, known as the dromedary, has only a single hump. The other is called a Bactrian camel and has two humps. The humps help the animal to survive in the desert by acting as a storage containers. But they don't store water as many people wrongly believe. They are full of fat. This fat nourishes the camels when food is scarce. If they have nothing to eat for several days, their hump shrinks as the fat is used up. There are many other ways in which camels are adapted to desert life. Their mouths are so tough that even the sharp thorn cannot pierce through. Meanings: scarce, less in quantity. Pierce, to make hole into. Students, as you can see in this picture, camels, there are two types of camels, dromedary camel and Bactrian camel. Dromedary camel has one hump and Bactrian camel has two humps. So, the hump is there to help the animal to survive without water in the desert. It acts as a storage container, but it does not store water as people think and believe. These humps are full of fat. This fat feeds the camel when food is less in quantity. When fat is used, the size of the hump becomes smaller as it is used up instead of food. Camels use many other ways as well to live and adjust in the desert. Their mouths are tough and hard. They can even eat thorns and they do not hurt them. In this picture, we can see that a camel is eating a thorn. Students, when we hold thorn or when we touch it, it pricks us. But these thorns do not hurt camels because their mouth is tough and very hard. So the thorns do not prick them. So students, in this lesson we have learned about different desert animals. I hope you have enjoyed the lesson and learned many things. Thank you very much.